Could you please say hi to our friends in Tangerang?
Hi, Tangerang.
We always do this kind of interview in every gigs that we held, and we upload it to YouTube. So the question, I'm not writing the question, so I didn't know the question, so we both didn't know.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna read it for you.
Freedom, because I want to express what I want to be what I want, so experimental music is the best, and also because at the basic I'm a performer, I'm a dancer, and so music is not my first field of work, but experimental music and electronic music allows me to express myself even though I'm not so technical with instruments or with electronic devices. I can be free of being lo-fi, and it's fine, and it pleased my ear, and I like what I do even though I'm not a high technical artist music.
So it's more of a storytelling rather than...
Yes, it's like to be free of inventing a sound landscape of my own. Yes, that can suit my stories and the moods of my stories. So I was born in Semarang, and I was adopted in Jakarta when I was 6 months. And I grew up in France, and after this I went back to Indonesia 20 years ago with my brother. My brother is also an adopted kid. We're not from the same family. He was born in Jakarta and I was born in Semarang. And now for this tour, for me it's my own travel to try to maybe find my family in Semarang. So I will do some shows, and I will stay in Semarang for a bit more and try to find this family. Yes.
Do you have any clue?
I only have the names of my parents, but it's not a lot, but it's only have what I have.
Okay. Good luck with your mission.
Terima kasih.
But Peter's beard eyes before me. Weary eyes no more will we. I'm going there to see my sisters. They said they'll meet me when I come, so I'm just going over trouble. I'm just going over home. I'm just going over troubles. I'm just going over home. I'll soon be free from every trial. This farm shall rest beneath the sun. I drop the cross of brothers who shed for me their precious blood. So I'm just going over trouble. I'm just going over home. I'm just going over trouble. I'm just going over home. I wanna sing a salvation story in concert with the blood-washed band. I wanna wear a crown of glory when I get there to that far land. I'm going there to see my father who passed passed before me one by one. So I'm just going over trouble. I'm just going over troubles. I'm just going over home.
Actually, in France, there's a small noise punk scene. It's small, but it's active. So if you have the link of people and places, then it's not hard, but there's no money. So I guess it's like here, it's really DIY. It's people who love noise music or punk music. So you can, if you have the connection, then you can perform, no problem. But most of the time, people host you like here and give you food, but it's no money, which is fine for me. It's okay. Like, so in France, it's okay. In France or in Switzerland also, and also a bit in Germany. So it's okay. You can find. I would say it's okay to find. It's not so hard. I released an album, my first album 2 years ago. It's called, in French it's called Poupée Russe, which means the babushka. It's the Russian dolls, you know. It's like one dolls in one. You know this kind of dolls?
The one that has the biggest one and
yes,
the
small, yes, exactly.
One, small one.
Yeah, because for me it's like
Japanese stuff, right?
It's Russian stuff, and it's. I took this symbol for my album because it's a symbol of femininity. It's like from a mom from a grandmother, to a mother, to the daughter, and also it's like what we are. We are like a story within a bigger story, in a bigger story, in the story of humanity. So this is the symbol I like in this. And so this was 2 years ago, and now today what I'm gonna perform is half of songs from this album, and it's half of a new song because I'm working on a new album that I think I will release next year. So yeah.
What?
So
speak?
yeah, so the
What's
songs.
the theme of the song?
The songs are all talking about the story I have, like my tattoos. They're all talking about stories I have, because while traveling and observing, watching the world, there's a lot of things to say. So I think the main subject of this album is roots, and because it's one of my big questions, and that's why I'm here today also, because I'm constantly searching what is home and what is this feeling of being home, and is it your family? My family in France is my home, but I guess I also have roots here that is my home, but it's not really my home. And the first time I came, people were looking at me like, are you from here, but you're not really from here. And when I'm in France, people are looking at me like, you're not from here. But yes, I'm from there. So it's this constant question of belonging and
Finding your real home?
Or like traveling, try to understand what could be home, because I think there's not one home, there's many different. And also the world is one, the planet is one that we should share, actually. This is what I think. So there's some songs about this, and then there's some songs about what is freedom also, because I think it's something important for me, like the freedom of being who you are and what you do and how you want to do it. This is very important for me. Other subject I think is the people that inspire me, that are my friends or artists or people like you that are really making a scene exist, that without you there's no music here. So I think these are all those people that I dedicate some songs, because we need people that are reactive and that gives another option than the mainstream option. I think that this is very important. And by the way, thank you very much for what you do and to do what you do. What else could be? Yeah, it's a lot about making, my songs are talking about how you decide the life you want to live and how it's important, for me at least, to choose every time, to try to choose the most, yes, and not to submit to what people would like from me to be, or as a woman, as a French girl, as a, I don't know, you have many different boxes you can be in. You're a woman, or you Christian, or you Muslim, or you.
You're basically an Indonesian.
What?
Indonesian, you are basically.
Yeah, also Indonesian, and but French Indonesian, and you have many different boxes, or students, or left wings, right wings, or you have many different boxes you can be in. And I like to escape all those boxes and to be something more complex, because I think we all something more complex. We all unique stories. So that's it. Because I think I started to tattoo before I was doing street art. I was doing graffiti, and for me what is important are the words and the story. So because I think while dancing I'm telling story in one way, doing music I'm telling story in one way, and tattoos is like putting all the story that I have under the skin on my skin. Like we have all our story under our skin, and in the deep bottom of the muscle, your body remember how you were born, where you were born, even though you don't remember or you don't have memories or history about it. And so I like to only use letter to tattoo, because what is important for me about tattoos is the moment I spend with myself when I tattoo myself, where I do it, in which place, or if somebody else tattoo me, it's who is tattooing me and where and how and what for. So these are jokes or story or something more serious. So there's all this kind of, and also because then after I will be dead, then it's over, and maybe I reincarnate in another body with another story.
know I need to eat of your explosion again. I know I need to eat of your explosion again. I know I need to eat of your explosion again. I know I need to eat of your explosion again. 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 I know I need to eat of your explosion again. I know I need to eat of your explosion again. I know I need to eat of your explosion again. 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 I need to eat of your explosion again.
So I think my expectation here is like I wanted to go to research for my parents, and I wanted to reconnect with Indonesia as an adult, because 20 years ago I was already 17, but I was really young in my head, and it was great, but it was not the same feeling of like being conscious about what I do and where I am. And so here now I think it was important for me to come here not only to search for something and to consume, but also to have something to offer to the people, to local people. And I think offering my story, sharing my story is a great way to make contact with local people and also to meet like you or other people. So my main expectation is to meet people, to see how you live, how you deal with the music scene, and so this is my main expectation. And also because I'm not sure I'm gonna find my parents because I only have their names, but at least trying to do, I will meet people, I will tell my story, I will maybe hear some of the story of the people, or just this is what I want. I want to be close to Indonesian people. Yeah, I think I could share that like all of us are important and all of us have a great power of life and freedom. No matter the country, the places, the religion, I think we all have our own power and importance. So be alive and free as much as you can, and that's what I would say. Yeah, power to the people is what I would say.
Power to the people?
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Terima kasih.